Have you ever found yourself in a situation that's just so overwhelming, so consuming that you cry out for help, but you feel completely unheard or maybe misunderstood?
Oh, definitely. Like, when you're facing a real crisis, maybe burnout at work or health scare that just sits there, that anxiety.
Yeah, or even like a relationship slowly falling apart, that feeling where you're struggling to even put the pain into words.
Exactly. And you start wondering, will things ever get better? Am I really alone in this? It's such a human feeling.
It really is. Well, today we're going to journey into an ancient text. It's a psalm attributed to Asaph that just perfectly captures this whole experience.
Right. It just starts as this incredibly raw prayer of lament, but then amazingly it shifts. It transforms into this powerful declaration of faith.
So our goal for this deep dive is to really unpack the honesty of this psalmist's journey. We want to see how his path, from distress to renewed confidence, can actually strengthen your own trust and relationship with God right in the middle of all our modern challenges.
Sounds good. Let's get into it.
Okay, so the psalmist starts in this place of, well, profound distress. It's painted so vividly. He says, I cried unto God with my voice, and he gave ear unto me.
But even as he's crying out, there's no comfort. He says, In the day of my trouble I sought the Lord. My soul ran in the night and ceased not. My soul refused to be comforted.
That phrase, my sore ran in the night.
Oh,
Wow. It's like this relentless act of pain, isn't it? An emotional wound that just won't heal, even when things should be quiet.
yeah, it just keeps going. And he says he's so troubled that I cannot speak, like paralyzed by it. His eyes are held waking, no rest, just stuck in this anxiety.
And from that deep anguish, he doesn't hold back. He really wrestles with these bold, honest questions. He's thinking about the days of old, the years of ancient times.
These aren't just idle thoughts, though. They're deep spiritual struggles. He asks, Will the Lord cast off forever? And will he be favorable no more?
Right, and is his mercy clean gone forever? Doth his promise fail forevermore? It goes on. Hath God forgotten to be gracious? Hath he in anger shut up his tender mercies?
It's incredibly raw. He's questioning God's very character, his faithfulness, right to his face, essentially.
What's so striking about that, though, is how he does it. He brings all this raw emotion, this pain, directly to God.
Exactly. And that's not weakness, is it? It's actually an act of profound trust. I mean, think about any close relationship you have.
Mm-hmm.
When you can be totally honest about your struggles, even your anger or fear, and they just listen, doesn't that usually make the bond stronger?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's similar here. He's not sugarcoating anything. He brings the absolute worst. And that lament itself becomes this affirmation of trust, like he believes God can actually handle it.
That's it. But many people are taught that doubt is like the opposite of faith or something you should hide. How does this psalmist help us with that?
Well, it really shows that doubt can absolutely coexist with belief. I mean, he voices his deepest fears. Has God forgotten me? Have his promises failed? He's grappling with really uncomfortable stuff.
But he doesn't turn away from God. He turns towards God with those very questions.
Right, and that's so validating for anyone struggling, isn't it? It shows that voicing doubt isn't necessarily the end, but it could actually be like a pathway towards deeper belief, almost like refining your understanding.
Refining fire, yeah. That's a good way to put it.
Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting because he makes this conscious choice. He pivots. He says, This is my infirmity, but I will remember the years of the right hand of the Most High.
That word infirmity,
Mm-hmm.
today we might say, this is my weakness, my brokenness right now, this despair I feel. But then comes that powerful but.
Yeah, but I will remember. He deliberately chooses to remember the works of the Lord and meditate also of all thy work and talk of thy doings. It's an intentional shift in focus. He's engaging his memory on purpose.
And that shift is incredibly powerful. Memory strengthens faith. It's more than just, feeling nostalgic. It's actively recalling the evidence.
How does that work exactly? Recalling evidence.
Well, our minds look for patterns, right? So when we intentionally bring to mind past moments where God showed up, where grace appeared unexpectedly, it helps reorient our present anxiety. It builds this sense of maybe hopeful anticipation.
So remembering isn't passive. It's like a spiritual discipline you can actively choose.
Precisely. A vital one.
And what he remembers is huge. He declares, Thou art the God that doest wonders. Thou hast declared thy strength among the people. He's not just thinking about good feelings.
No, he's recalling specific historical acts. Thou hast with thine arm redeemed thy people, the sons of Jacob and Joseph. He's tapping into this rich, concrete history of God stepping into human events.
So what's the ultimate example he focuses on here? The biggest wonder.
It's the Red Sea. That dramatic, almost unbelievable deliverance. It's burned into the memory of his people.
The text describes it so vividly, doesn't it? Like nature itself is reacting. The waters saw thee, O God. The waters saw thee. They were afraid. The depths also were troubled.
It's amazing imagery. The whole cosmos seems involved. The clouds poured out water. The skies sent out a sound. The earth trembled and shook. Imagine the sheer power of that moment.
A tangible display of divine might. It really underscores that God's holiness and power are just unmatched, beyond what we can really grasp.
Totally. The psalm says, Thy way is in the sea, and thy path in the great waters, and thy footsteps are not known. He made a path where there was literally no path.
Leading his people like a flock by the hand of Moses and Aaron. It's such a clear reminder that deliverance can come in really unexpected, maybe even seemingly impossible ways.
Yeah, even when our problems feel like this giant wall right in front of us, a dead end, God can create solutions we couldn't imagine.
Okay, so let's bridge this. What does all this mean for us today? How do we take this ancient wisdom and, apply it to our modern anxieties or doubts? How does it strengthen our trust?
Well, this journey he takes is incredibly relevant. Take seasons of anxiety, for instance. When life feels like too much, it's okay, it's actually good to bring those raw emotions, those doubts, straight to God, just like the psalmist did.
Honest prayer isn't just asking for things then. It's like opening a door.
Exactly. It's a pathway. When we verbalize our fear, praying, journaling, talking to someone trusted, we kind of externalize it. That act itself can create a little space, make it less overwhelming. He shows God meets us even in our internal chaos.
That's powerful. Honesty as an invitation. But what about those times when God feels really distant? When you just don't feel that connection?
Yeah, and that's where the psalmist models that other practice. Remembering. If God feels distant, intentionally look back, look at past blessings, answered prayers, moments of grace in your own life.
So cultivate memory.
Right. It can powerfully renew trust right now. It's like scrolling through your own mental highlight reel of when God showed up before. It connects past faithfulness to your present need. It builds hope.
And for facing the impossible, like standing with your back against the wall.
Remember the Red Sea. God can create unexpected solutions, paths where there seem to be none. Whether it's a financial crisis, a broken relationship, that story reminds us God's power can forge a way.
This also seems really relevant for just mental and emotional well-being.
Absolutely. The psalm models a vital shift, moving from despair towards gratitude, not by ignoring the pain, but by consciously focusing on God's past deliverance, ancient or personal.
It provides an anchor then.
Yes, an anchor. It's like a spiritual resilience strategy,
Yeah.
recognizing that even when emotions are overwhelming, you have some choice in where you place your focus, and that focus matters.
That really pulls it together. So the core takeaway is lament and faith aren't opposites. They actually work together in an authentic relationship with God.
Precisely. Remembering God's past wonders, big historical ones and the ones in our own lives, gives us courage. It anchors us so we can trust him, even in the really dark seasons.
So we've journeyed today through this raw honesty, this deep anguish, and seen how it transformed. From questioning God's nature to confidently declaring his power. And the key was remembering.
Remembering his faithfulness. And it's not about pretending problems aren't real. It's about purposefully anchoring ourselves in God's consistent character, his track record, especially when we feel overwhelmed. It gives strength within the struggle.
So the question for you, the listener, is how will you apply this in your life? When you face your next challenge, what past wonder of God, maybe something huge from history or something small but significant from your own journey, what will you choose to remember to strengthen your trust?